So the problem is that the fabric has stretched out too much. Like, you can see through it. So it won't stretch back as much as it used to. In my case, the elasticated waistband is still okay. So I won't be messing with that. I have to have two similar pairs like this. The other one's in the washing right now. So I've tried solving this problem twice so that I learn from my first set of mistakes and can offer some lessons from both sets of mistakes. The first tip I can offer is that you should start sewing from the waistband down to the bottom. And that's because the first time I did it, I tried and failed to go up in a straight line, so the fabric is bunched in a messy way. And I sort of illustrated this in another video, which I'll show that. Yeah, so the fabric is bunched in a messy way where I try to overcorrect my sort of trajectory in how I sort of sewed. So obviously the second time I learned from this, and yeah, so I sewed up here and then worked my way down, and it looks much better in comparison with the other one. This one's kind of harder to see. So the second time I learned from this, and so the edge is much neater where my alteration meets the waistband. So starting at the waistband and working your way down also gives you better control of how much slimmer the leg's fabric gets, as well as smooth the transition between the waistband, which I haven't messed with, and then the rest of the underwear fabric. A second tip I can give in the chronological process of the alteration is to sew the fold quickly, if possible and or expedient to do so. And once you're happy with this route that you've sewn, then you can go over it again to strengthen the alteration. In my case, I sewed through that route again in order to give it a lip, if that makes sense. So in other words, I folded it one way, then sewed along, then turned it inside out, then folded it along the other way, and sew through the fold in a more dense way to give a more robust seam, as well as to sort of raise it as well. If you can see, it's sort of raised in comparison to just going through it once. You know, because you can see, yeah, it doesn't feel as, well, robust or strong as this does. Obviously, you know, the fabric is thin and light, but you know, you're trying to make the best of the situation here. So, one final piece of advice I'd like to offer before we go into the following part, which is like less sort of guidance dense. You'll see, but like the final piece of advice is that obviously at the bottom of the underwear, typically, you know, it's, well, at least in the case of the ones which I've fixed, it's thicker, because, you know, that's probably more prone to stretching. You know, fraying edges would be it's important to make sure they're still you know, safe and what's the word I said last time? Ensuring that that's like fortified, let's say. Secure, firm, sure, robust. I don't know. So just like maybe in some cases the manufacturers of the underwear would, you know, strengthen the bottom of the underwear. So should you, who's fixing the underwear as well. Like, focus there. So make sure, like, you, I guess, have enough thread, spare thread, to go through a couple times. Make sure, yeah, because, you know, if it breaks there, you know, and the thread gets loose and whatnot, you know, yeah. Oh, another quick bit to mention is Honestly, I think I slimmed the leg bit down too much, so that now this is like hard to fit into. I don't know if you can tell or not. I measured that my leg was like what, 50 centimeters or something. Obviously, wait, it's showing a bit more now because of the, actually no. Yeah, you can see I managed to get it so that my leg is 46. Yeah. And this stones here, even with the little bit extra that I've given myself, is yeah, let's stretch it out a bit. It's 19 centimeters. Yeah, 19 centimeters, so double that, that's 38, which is obviously less than 46. So it's a tight squeeze getting these on. So then like what ends up happening is it's more comfortable to sort of push. So obviously normally these would kind of be down, you know, these are like boxer shorts, right? That's what they're called, I think. It doesn't say here. But yeah, obviously you can see there's some length to them. So then, yeah, they go down here. Wait, maybe more like down here. But obviously since they're tight and my leg's thicker there, normally, yeah, it just sort of pull it up to a point where it's thinner. Yeah, so I'm not stretching out too much. And then it also means that the actual, this way it's not being stretched out either. It's like sort of, it's slack, right? Like it's slack and it sort of hangs a bit better. I don't know. So, you know, obviously you can do that, and it can do that. Because, you know, obviously if it was, I'm out of breath now. Yeah, if it's like down there and then like, you know, you kind of move your muscles in a way that sort of extends or expands, right? You know, you put a lot of stress on it, and, you know, like if you're bending or something, you know, that'll also stretch the back in a way as well. Yeah. So obviously that's a mistake that I've made, that these are too tight. So obviously, you know, it's tricky getting them through on and whatnot. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'll try measuring like how thick my leg is, like up here. It should be less. Oh, yeah, let's see. Okay, it says 50. But obviously, you know, there's like pocket fabric here and stuff. You know, the leg, you kind of slow that in it. The thigh, sorry, yeah, thigh. You know, it's like, you know, it's at some, and then maybe it goes out a bit, and then goes down, you know, to the knee bit and stuff, right? You know, you know, that's wide, and you can see here it's a small. Can you? Yeah, SP CH. I mean, you know, the waistband still fits me, so yeah. But then this is like, oh, and yeah, and I'll compare that to one that isn't. This is also small, should say. Yeah, SPCH. There you go. This one's also small, and okay, that looks wide. Hang on. I'm trying to show that. Oh, yeah, also just another small thing. A way to sort of lay out that I found is easier. A way to lay out your underwear is like this. Like grab it by like the ends of the bottom, because obviously, you know, this bit's heavier, so it will sort of, you know, and it will hold its shape on whatever. Yeah, so I've never properly worn these. Like they're washed. They're so new. These still have the sticker on the inside. Yeah, I'm laying them out fairly. You know, I'm not like, you know, properly stretching these out. Although, you know, obviously I just did that, so I'll do that for this one. To be fair, these feel so much stretchier. These, I remember they used to be soft and nice and thicker. They feel thinner now, and yeah. Anyway, so edge to edge. I suppose, yeah, I should also measure the waistband as well. .43, and then this one is 53. Oh yeah, and compare waistbands. So this one is 31. 30 and a half, 31. And this one is actually maybe less. This one's, I don't know, this one's not like completely flat, but okay, no, yeah, it's basically the same size, 30, 31 or so. So yeah, same waistband, but yeah. And then I'll show that this is, okay, actually this is kind of seen through. And compare that with this one. Yeah, so much more. Like you don't even need to stretch it, and you can. Then with this one, if you don't stretch it, well, I can see a bit through, but obviously the camera can't pick up quite as much as I can. Because, like, you know, there's a light source here, and the contrast with like that and monitor and stuff. How's it compare with like a top? Oh, I don't know. This is definitely thicker. I mean, yeah, it feels like, right? Yeah, this is stretchy elastic, so yeah, should be able to. It should be thin, thicker, thinner. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I can sort of convey how soft this is. It is soft. Ooh. I can whip paper over it or something. How does that compare with this? No difference. Okay, well, this is getting weird. I don't know. It's probably going to be like an extreme close up then. Look how soft this is. Oh, yeah. At the edge, you can see. Yeah. Wait. Oh, I might need to do some extra cuttings because I recorded this in a VGA. I don't know what that stands for, but you know, it's 4x3, like 4/3 video. Wait, why does this also look soft? It's not as soft though. This looks so. It's ridiculous. Okay. This is not doing it justice. I need to. So in this part of the video, obviously I'm not talking much because I'm just demonstrating. Uh, so obviously you can see how, yeah, it's weird. It kind of seemed like it was shiny from my perspective earlier, and so yeah. Um, oh yeah. Also, yeah, like you could like hear me breathing, and yeah, it's not a good viewing experience. So I've muted all that, and I just had to talk over to sort of fill the gap in whatever sensory, yeah, fill the, I don't know, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm there as well.